dystopia.
Law and lawbreakers.
Blowhards and liars.
Mainly, though, On the Media is about an hour. Please spend it with us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington.
Hello, I'm Antonia Gonzalez with National Native News. Tune in to our headline news service for stories about Indigenous communities across the country and around the world. Hear about top concerns facing Native nations. Tribal history, language, and culture is also part of Indigenous life. Check out our headline news service to learn more. Tune in here for National Native News.
Weekdays at 5:55 on KSJE Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services. .34 KSJE, you're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. And good morning to our viewers who are watching us live on the KSJE Facebook page and our YouTube channel. A look at the sunrise over San Juan College earlier today. It looks like another sunny day, but it's cold this morning, 27 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College, and winds are fairly calm at the moment. Weather forecast, we are expecting a mostly sunny day today with a high of 49 degrees, clear tonight with a low of 17. A bit warmer tomorrow and Wednesday with a high of 52 on Tuesday, 54 on Wednesday, and maybe a chance of showers on Thursday for Thanksgiving, 51 with a chance of showers. More chances for rain overnight Thursday with a low of 28, and mostly sunny skies on Friday with a high of 49 degrees. Once again, I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for joining us this morning, and joining me in the studio for the second part of the program from the Child Haven Foundation, the new executive director, Andrea Pena, is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. It's about time we got you in the studio,
I know,
right?
I'm
Because
very
you've
excited
been
to be here.
in your new job for how many months now?
Since June, so about 5, yes.
So long overdue, but I'm glad we finally got you here.
It's
so
great to be here.
And you're enjoying it, you were telling me.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great organization to be a part of, and Child Haven is doing so many good things for the community. It's just an honor to be, like I said, to be a part of it.
Definitely.
And so working in the development office has been really fun, and getting to meet a lot of people who have supported Child Haven for years has been just a thrill.
Very good. And, of course, now is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year about to, it has kicked off already, and then you have another opportunity for folks to give on Giving Tuesday that is coming up later on this month, actually, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just launched the 2018 Pledge for Children campaign, and right now our focus is on social media. So I really encourage people to like our Facebook page. So it's the Child Haven Foundation.
Right.
And we would like to raise $5,000 by Giving Tuesday. And Giving Tuesday is a national giving campaign after Thanksgiving. So, you know, there's Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Right.
So Giving Tuesday is an opportunity to get into that holiday giving spirit. And we want to be a part of that, and we want to encourage people to give. And obviously, Child Haven Foundation is a great organization to give to.
Exactly. And this whole Pledge for Children campaign is something that's been going on now for a number of years.
Yeah, many years.
Right?
Many years. And we have an incredible amount of support from the community. And obviously, we're anticipating that again this year.
Right.
But we are also partnering with Zia Man.
Okay.
I don't know if people have heard of Zia Man, but he is just a wonderful part of our community. He's our local hero. And so he's going around with us to different organizations, and we're thanking them for being heroes. So since our theme is superheroes, we're wanting to emphasize that anyone who gives to the Pledge for Children campaign are heroes to kids at Child Haven.
Nice. And for folks who are watching us this morning, they can see a picture of Zia Man on our screen this morning, and he has quite the outfit, I must say.
Yes, he does. It's been really fun to go around with him and see people's responses of, who's this guy with the New Mexico flag around him. So it's been really fun, and we're really thankful for
That's wonderful.
what he's doing to help us out.
And he's in pictures, of course, but he's got some videos that are happening, right?
We're putting some videos together, and actually after this today, we're going to go to a couple of offices. So like San Juan College has supported us for a long time, and I think it's Desert Hills Dental, and we're going to go and thank them today for how they've been heroes to Child Haven.
Nice. And so this is all part of the campaign, right? To get the word out about the Child Haven Foundation and all that you do to support the many programs at Child Haven.
Yes, absolutely. And we do have many programs. So probably what we're most known for is our emergency shelter.
Right.
So when Child Haven started in 1969, that's what it started as.
Sure.
And when it started, it had to start because when children had to be left alone for some reason, maybe their parents just couldn't be there with them, the kids would have to ride around with police officers, and they had nowhere to go. And so members of the community would take them in, feed them, give them shelter, and that's how it all started. And so when we are out in the community, a lot of people recognize us for the shelter, which is amazing.
Right.
But I'd also like to emphasize our Child Advocacy Center.
Okay.
So the Advocacy Center has a lot of programs that help even more kids in the community, not just the kids staying in the shelter.
Right.
So the Advocacy Center helps kids who have been abused, and we have an interview process that gives them a safe place to go through the legal and all the things involved with abuse cases.
Sure. And I want to maybe let folks think about that for a minute, because
absolutely.
here you have a child. It could be a very young child, right? Who is there's a case of suspected abuse or something that has removed the child from their home, whatever's going on. And so the police or other investigators have to try to find out what's going on. And can you imagine a child being interviewed by police officer or an investigator from CYFD or whatever the case may be? That's kind of what you're talking about.
And probably in a lot of these cases, a lot of the children who've seen police officers, it may have been in a very traumatic situation for them, especially if they're being removed from their home.
Right.
They don't quite understand everything going on.
Right.
So we are involved with the local police departments, but the person interviewing them is not a police officer. But the officers are in a room watching the live interview,
right?
And they're able to keep that for documentation and use it throughout the legal process.
And they have a way, not like headphones like I'm wearing, but they have a way to talk to or send maybe questions to the interviewer, I guess, if they would like to follow up, don't they?
Probably. I haven't personally watched one yet.
Okay.
But I do know they have an amazing setup where kind of right now how we're watching live, that's how they would be too. And they're in a soundproof room, so as the officers need to talk about the case, they can do that without the child hearing.
Sure.
So.
Which is great. And again, it's a lot more of a child-friendly room than this radio studio, I can tell you. All my stuffed animals aren't even here anymore.
Absolutely. They have,
but you've got all kinds of stuff, right?
They do Play-Doh, different things just to help the child feel comfortable. And then the family, we have a family advocate who works with the family while the interview is going on, gives them resources, and definitely is working to make sure that wherever the child goes after the interview is a safe place.
And this is all part of that Child Advocacy Center.
Yes, part of the Child Advocacy
Child
Center.
Haven.
Yes. So that is a huge thing I just want to keep on emphasizing because, again, a lot of people think of the emergency shelter, which is a great thing that we do, but this is another way that we are reaching out to kids in our community. And I want to share this fact. It really impacted me when I first started this summer. So in 2017, there were 1,173 cases of substantiated abuse reported in San Juan County.
Wow.
Of child abuse in San Juan County.
Okay.
And so this is why it's so important for Child Haven to be here. So this is happening, unfortunately, here. It happens in a lot of places, but we have high numbers for our area.
Indeed. And I think a lot of folks do maybe think, well, it doesn't, we're such a small community, it can't happen here. How many cases could there be from our small community? But you're telling us that it's a lot, unfortunately. It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's a significant amount. And so it's important for Child Haven to be there not only to help with these cases, but also to do what we can to advocate for these children and to do what we can to prevent this type of thing from happening. And
so the Child Haven Foundation is there, again, to kind of supplement the dollars that the Child Haven programs get from a variety of sources. I know they get a lot of grants, and I'm on the board of United Way, and I know they're a great partner with United Way and those community dollars as well. But in places where maybe the dollars don't quite match the need or what you need for the program, that's where the foundation dollars can come in and help.
Absolutely. And the foundation we would describe as the fundraising arm, and we also do what we can to support and encourage other at-risk youth organizations.
Right.
But primarily, obviously, the point is for Child Haven. And with that said, we also are working to grow our funds so that we can ensure that Child Haven has a safe future. So as we look at, the recent economic situation here in the Four Corners, even though we see some amazing improvements and some exciting things coming our way, we also have to look to the future because, like we're saying, Child Haven needs to be here. And so we're working to secure that future.
Right. And that's an important thing. And even though we wish we didn't have a need for Child Haven for the things that Child Haven does, we do, and we know we're going to need it in the future, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we talked about the shelter, and I think a lot of folks know about the shelter, but that is another big program that Child Haven provides. I mean, it's important to have this place for kids to go that's safe and that they can stay, and then they can maybe get into the foster care system if they need that as well. And we can talk about that too this morning. But the shelter can always use, I think, volunteers. They can always use donations, right?
Absolutely. So right now it's getting towards Christmas time, and we're getting a lot of people asking us what can they do to give, how can they help out. There are a lot of different ways that we would encourage people to do that. So with volunteering, they can contact me directly. So my name is Andrea Pena. My direct line is 505-592-0625.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to talk to anybody about ways they can give. One thing we ask if people are coming is if they bring some type of activity specifically to do with the kids during the Christmas season, especially during the time they're on break.
From school.
Right,
sure.
Just come for an hour, maybe you and a couple other family members or something.
Right.
And then we do have a wish list that we can send to either KSJE or just I'll post it on Facebook today.
Sure.
That people can check out. And so those are really needs we always have. The thing with kids being in the shelter at Christmas time is some kids could come and they might be there for, a couple weeks. They might just come for a night. So it's hard to say who's going to be there when. So.
But you do know kind of the ages of the kids and maybe what their likes or dislikes are. And so if folks are shopping around and they'd like to maybe bring some things by, they could use that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we often have a lot of preteens, so we get a lot of younger children's donation, which we absolutely love. Some things we need right now are like baby dolls with new baby doll clothes. We're looking for some things like Legos and Connects for different ages of kids. So especially like the preteens, they love those types of things. Right. We need things like hair straighteners and curlers for teen girls, toiletries. We also love getting just gift cards. Could be a small amount for, a fast food restaurant or for something at the mall.
Nice.
So we have teens that come, and teens like to have freedom in what they purchase. So if you're out at the mall and you just are at JCPenney's and feel like getting a teen a gift card, we love those types of things too.
Great. Lots of ways to help.
Absolutely.
And that's the important thing. But the shelter is there, and I know some months it's full, other months it's not so full, but you never kind of know because of what you said. Kids could be there for an overnight, or they could be there for a couple of weeks.
Right, absolutely. And we saw that even this last, probably like 2 weeks ago, we didn't have as many kids in the shelter, and then all of a sudden I think 5 came in, and that's just part of
how it goes.
It's just more one-on-one attention. Perhaps it's an older child or a child with a disability. We really need to emphasize that we're looking for people who can open their hearts and homes You don't have to be young. You don't have to be married. There's so many different factors that would allow you to be a foster parent. So we would love to talk to you about that. And even if you're just curious what it would take to be a foster parent, we'd love to talk to people about that.
There's a process, I know, an application process that folks have to go to, but even before that, they can come and talk and maybe get some of their questions asked and answered. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to people, and a lot of times, people may know others that may be interested. So if they're just trying to encourage their family members or friends to do that, we'd love to talk to people about it.
Right. And there are a lot of great, success stories, a lot of individuals and couples who have been foster parents over the years who really look back on that experience with a lot of pride, because they know that they made a big difference in a child's life, and the child is maybe in a very difficult situation at home. And so just by being normal parenting adults, they provide some stability, some structure for that kid's life, even if they don't think that they're doing anything different. They really are.
Right, absolutely. And it's also exciting to see success stories from children who have been in our foster care program.
Right.
So right now we actually have a staff member who was in foster care through Child Haven, and she's now working with other foster kids to help them be successful when they get out of the system. So it's fun to see the full circle of people giving of their hearts and part of their lives to invest into these children, and then when those children can be successful, how that continues on.
Very true. And I know that there's a lot of people in our community that have had life-changing experiences because of the programs of Child Haven, whether it's the shelter or the other foster care or the other programs as well. I think we'd be surprised how many people that we may even work with or know each and every day who've had that experience through Child Haven.
Oh, that is so true. And I think one thing that's really great to see now working at Child Haven is how resilient these kids are and how appreciative they are of our services. So when you walk into this shelter, you just see kids often just playing, hanging out. One of my friends that works there said how the kids sometimes comment how they feel so safe there. And so something like foster care that we're talking about, these kids, a lot of them recognize some of their situations, and they're very appreciative and thankful for the help that they're getting.
Right. Andrea Pena is my guest this morning. She is the new executive director of the Child Haven Foundation, raising money for the many programs that are under the Child Haven umbrella here in San Juan County, the shelter being one of them, the other agencies, the foster care, and the other programs that are there as well. And you've got your Pledge for Children campaign that's going on right now. And folks can find out more details about that at your website and on your Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely. So our website is childhavennm.org. Our Facebook page is at the Child Haven Foundation. Also, we have a Instagram name under the same thing, the Child Haven Foundation.
Right. And then you have the Zia Man, who is running all over town and celebrating all the businesses and individuals that support the campaign, right?
Yes, absolutely. So as a thank you to him, please like and follow his page also. He's just doing a lot of good for our community.
He has his own page, Zia Man.
Zia Man.
Yes. Okay, that's right. And all of his adventures are kind of chronicled on that page.
Yes, it is. Yep, they are.
Very, very cool. And before we run out of time, Andrea, I want to ask you a bit about the CASA program, because I know I have regular guests from CASA on this program as well, but it's another great resource, another great service that Child Haven provides to the community, these court-appointed special advocates.
Absolutely. So they just finished their training for the fall and already did their volunteer luncheon. But if anybody is thinking about how they can give to children in a very impactful way, becoming a CASA is such an awesome program. And so it doesn't require too much of your time. The training is a little lengthy, but once you're in it, you're able to, like I'm saying, you're able to invest in children and help them through the court process, which can be very difficult. But I was just at the CASA luncheon, and they were talking about, one of the judges was talking about how when they see the CASA file, or the file from the CASA, they always make sure to look at that. And I believe she said that she looks at it first.
Right.
And so it's very,
Makes
very
a
cool.
big impact.
It
And
really does.
The idea with these volunteers is they advocate on behalf of the child during the court process, whatever they feel is in the best interest of the child, whether it's to go back with the parents or to go with foster parents or whatever the case may be. That's what their reports are designed to tell the judge, and the judge can take that into consideration before he or she makes the final determination.
Exactly. So it's a very impactful program, and Amy is such a great director of that program. So going back to the Pledge for Children campaign,
Yes, ma'am.
when people give to the Child Haven Foundation, this is what they're supporting. And so if people don't know how to give back to the community and reach into the lives of these children directly,
It's
reach
a
out
great
to
way.
us. Yeah, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Give your dollars, impact children, and we believe that you are heroes to the children in this community.
Very true. And so, again, to wrap up, you've got ongoing ways for folks to contribute right now through Facebook and your website.
Yes.
There's also a national event happening on the Tuesday, next Tuesday?
Yeah, so Giving Tuesday just encourages people to look at organizations in their local community to give towards. So obviously we love if people would consider us, but just in general, consider giving back to our community and investing in the amazing things happening here.
Lots of ways that your money can be very impactful.
Yes.
Through Child Haven, I think everyone knows what a great organization it is. But in case you don't, I encourage you to check it out because there are a lot of great success stories, a lot of great reasons to give, and it's wonderful to have Child Haven in our community because of the work that you and your colleagues do each and every day.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Andrea Pena, my guest here. She is the new executive director of the Child Haven Foundation, here with me on KSJE. Back with more in just a moment this morning. The time right now is 8:54.
It was not the first terror bombing, nor the last, nor the worst, but that day in Guernica in 1937 remains a lasting symbol of brutality.
A Moment in Time with Dan Roberts.
Civil wars are not very civil. Somehow the struggle of neighbor against neighbor, brother against sister, friend against friend ratchets up the intensity of the conflict. In the 1930s, Spain was far behind the rest of Europe, economically and socially. In 1931, King Alfonso XIII abdicated his throne amidst widespread dissatisfaction. He was replaced by a left-of-center Republican government, which soon alienated those groups which had dominated Spanish life for generations: the Roman Catholic Church, the military, and wealthy landowners. To add to the chaos, many on the left, frustrated at the slow pace of reform, advocated a socialist dictatorship.